It's always a beautiful morning when Dick Belcher joins us here on Giant FM with First Federal Savings Bank. Dick, good morning. Tanner making his way in as well. How are we today?
Oh, great. And I'm liking you better and better every morning.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. You see, I set the bar low with the first impression, and I just build on that. You know?
Okay. John Bowen,
Yes.
welcome to Rochester.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's been a good.
We need some young
month
blood
or so.
around, and we got it.
I'm the young blood.
Okay. Well, what a beautiful morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 16 degrees, 17 degrees maybe. And that's chilly. That's the coldest morning of the year for sure.
Glad the heat's working in here.
Okay. Well, okay, let's get into our show today. Brian Fitzwater and John Garrett are keeping their seats on the Rochester City Council after the election Tuesday. The specs for the Fulton County Jail has been approved. 54,000 square feet, costs us $20 million plus. Taxes are going up. Veterans Day is on Monday. All city and county government offices, libraries, and Bureau of Motor Vehicles will be closed. First Federal will be open. We're up and going. Well, I see former New York Mayor Bloomberg is considering running for president. So we needed another billionaire in the politics.
No, why
right?
not?
Okay,
Would he be on the Democrat side or the Republican side? Any idea which ticket he tried to run on?
Democrat.
That was my guess too.
Yeah.
We need another Democrat in the race.
Yeah.
Okay, a little trivia this morning. We're gonna talk a lot about the veterans today, and here's a little trivia about veterans. According to USA Today, what state is home to the highest percentage of U.S. veterans? That's percentage now, not numbers. Virginia, Montana, or Alaska. Okay, Tanner Lee, give us some sports.
Yes, I'd be happy to. We got a lot to cover here, so I'll go through it pretty quickly. Congratulations to the Argus boys soccer team on winning the state championship. They beat Indianapolis Lutheran by a score of 2-1 last week. So congratulations to them. That's a remarkable achievement and a great season.
Yeah, and there's no class in that, right?
It is class. That was the 1A.
Okay.
The 1A,
Okay, 1A.
yeah. But that was still what a cool story.
I believe their first state title in any sport for Argus.
I believe you're right, and they've had a good soccer program for years. So it's no football, so over there. So a lot of really good athletes play soccer and get ready for basketball. And
I think they outscored opponents this season like 105 to like 35 or something like that.
Wow.
They
that's impressive.
pretty good. Pretty good at soccer.
They were playing soccer when we here in Rochester didn't even know what soccer was.
You're right. I've heard the stories. We had local high school girls basketball start last night. Rochester was defeated by North Jetson by a score of 49, I think. I can't read my writing. 49-33. They play Caston tomorrow. And speaking of Caston, they lost to Argus 53-25. Tippecanoe Valley beat Bremen 55-36. And Winnemac was defeated by Valparaiso 39-22. But basketball season is upon us. And we also had some basketball this week from local colleges. Notre Dame started their season at North Carolina. The ACC decided to throw majority of the teams to have conference games right away. They lost 76-65. They host Robert Morris tomorrow. IU beat Western Illinois 98-65. They host Portland State tomorrow. And Purdue beat Green Bay 79-57. They host Texas tomorrow. And that game is at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. And Bill Rafferty's on the call. So it's always fun when you get him in the house and can be on the call. So, and local college football, Purdue beat Nebraska 31-27 last weekend. They travel to 1-7 Northwestern tomorrow. However, Northwestern is a 1-point favorite. Purdue is starting a third-string walk-on quarterback. I believe it's the first time a walk-on quarterback has started a game in Purdue history. So a little history is going to be made tomorrow.
That injury bug's hit Purdue hard.
Big time. Big time. It's kind of is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Yeah,
And I think Purdue, if I'm not mistaken, has to win out to be
they
bowl
do,
eligible.
and that includes at Wisconsin in 2 weeks. They haven't beat since 2003, so. But you never know. That's why they play the game. IU beat Northwestern last week 34-3 to improve their record to 7-2. They have a bye week this week. And Notre Dame beat Virginia Tech 21-20, squeaked one out there. They travel to Duke tomorrow, who's 4-4. Notre Dame is 7.5-point favorites there. And lastly, pro football wasn't a good weekend for the local teams around here. The Bears lost to the Eagles 22-14. They host the Lions on Sunday, but the Bears are 2.5-point favorites. And the Colts lost to the Steelers 26-24, still having some kicking problems there. But they host the Dolphins, who are only 1-7 on Sunday, and the Colts are 11-point favorites.
Now the hiker said it was his fault.
Yeah, I don't think the snap was very good. The hold, I don't think the holder had time to spin it to get the laces away. So I think it was a combination of bad things. But at the end of the day, Vinatieri gets blamed by a lot of the fans. So
Guy's old.
Any
he is.
Any news on who the quarterback's going to be for the Colts? I know that
I asked,
Seth's dealing with a knee.
I was asking a friend of mine who's a big Colt fan last night. He believes it's going to be Brian Hoyer for this week.
That's what I thought.
So don't want to risk it if Jacoby's a little banged up, especially against a Dolphin team that has one win. So, in the last bit of sports notes I have here, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and IndyCar sold this week to the Penske Corporation, who's headed by Roger Penske, of course. It's kind of, I didn't hear any rumors of that, and all of a sudden it was just breaking news on Monday, so it's a pretty big deal, and we'll see what happens going forward with that.
You caught some people by surprise, that is
Yeah,
for sure.
But
The last time it sold was in 1945 when Rickenbacker sold it to
the family starts with an H. I should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been in that family for years, and so that's why it was kind of surprising. But
I've heard, though, if there was someone it should transfer to, Penske's probably the one you want to have.
yeah, he has a love for the
He'll
track.
take good care
yeah,
of it, and he's going to make sure that it's top notch.
I've read that too. So, got some tidbits here this morning, and most of them have to do, if not all of them, have to do with presidential elections in the past. On this date, 1864, Abraham Lincoln was elected to his second term as U.S. president. On this date, 1892, Grover Cleveland was elected as the 24th president of the United States. On this day in 1932, FDR was elected president. On this day in 1960, JFK was elected president. On this day in 1988, George H.W. Bush was elected president. And on this day, just a couple of years ago, in 2016, Donald Trump was elected president. And today is National Guinness World Records Day. So, John, if you have any Guinness World Record you want to try to break, today's a good day for it. It's also a Cappuccino Day, Cook Something Bold and Pungent Day, Harvey Wallbanger Day, and X-Ray Day.
I'm going to double down. I'm going to try to drink more cappuccino in the next 24 hours than anyone has ever drank in there.
I would guess that would be a pretty big amount.
I'm guessing, too. Cappuccino's the only type of coffee I can put in my
Is
system.
it?
The rest of it, my body just seems to reject.
Now, you missed the Ohio State-Maryland games coming up.
Oh, yes, that's a conference matchup tomorrow at noon. Last I checked, Ohio State was a 44-point favorite.
I think it's even a little more.
Is it higher now?
This morning.
Well, they play at Rutgers next week. I'm interested to see the line on that one. That might be over 50.
Yeah, that might be 55.
Which is incredible for a conference game.
Ohio State's the number one team in the nation.
They're
right?
good.
With the first playoff rankings came out, Ohio State was one. I think that surprised a lot of people that they jumped Bama and LSU.
Two Big Ten teams in the top four. Penn State was number 4.
Have Penn State and Ohio State played each other?
They play on November 1st, coming up here in 2 weeks.
Couple weeks,
at Ohio State.
That's the only thing I don't really like, because one of them, then whoever loses that game doesn't get
just
into the
like
playoff,
LSU Alabama tomorrow,
unfortunate.
which they play tomorrow. So
I guess even trying to sneak 2 SEC teams in, but the SEC is the powerhouse of football conference.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't agree?
Oh, I think they are the powerhouse. I'm such a Big Ten fan.
Well, I'm a Big Ten fan too. I think there may be a little bias towards the
I
SEC.
agree with you, John. I agree.
A 2-loss SEC team would get in over a 1-loss Big Ten team.
I agree.
Is what I would just see the committee doing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get off the Big Ten.
Yeah, let's move
Let's
on.
get on with Rochester High
Yep.
School. Triup is putting on Sherlock in Love, a one-act dinner theater tonight and tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria at Rochester High School. Tickets are only available.
Just by pre-sale, so I don't know if there's any
Pre-sale,
tickets
yeah.
left, to be
Okay.
honest, but if so, they're $15.
Okay. Fulton County Chamber of Commerce next women's business event is on Friday, November 15th at the Manitou Banquet Hall. Nicole Hyatt Drange, Four County Counseling, family nurse practitioner Phyllis Ingram, and Liz Lee, director of the Fulton County Wellness Center, will be the speakers. Rochester Rotary Club is doing their thing again this year, selling oranges and citrus things. The order deadline is November 18th, and all proceeds go towards purchasing shoes for children in Fulton County. Call 223-8191 to place your order.
I believe that's the 20th year they've done
Is
this
it?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
quite a few years.
It's Christmas basket time. If you're interested in signing up for a Christmas basket, you get the details through the Community Resource Center. Okay, some flowers to all those that helped put on the Boo Fest. That was a big event. You were one of the judges, right?
Yeah, I was one of the judges for the costume contest. It was a little chilly, but a very enjoyable event. A good turnout, so that was fun.
Which costume won?
Well, it was different age groups,
Uh-huh.
so we had about 4 different costumes win. I think there was a scarecrow, a character off Nightmare Before Christmas, I believe, Little Bo Peep, Lady Liberty, and then the family was Cat in the Hat and 5 things.
Oh,
I think
fantastic.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it was pretty neat.
Okay, also some flowers to the Woodland Hospital for recently being selected as a 4-star hospital. That's a rating agency that rates hospitals in the area, well, throughout the state. Pulaski and Logan were 3-star, and Kosciuszko and Duke were 2 stars. So congratulations to the Woodlawn and their staff. Okay, in money news, the Dow was up 187 yesterday. It's an all-time high for the Dow. It closed at 27,674. Ford is getting into electronic vehicle game as they revealed a fully electric Mustang with over 900 horsepower. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they unveiled, I was reading this yesterday on CNN.com, they unveiled a fully electric Mustang with over 900 horsepower at a car show in Las Vegas, but it's not going to be for sale. That was just kind of a demonstration. But later this month, they're going to reveal a Mustang-inspired electric SUV. So it's going to be an SUV, but kind of have some features of the Mustang. And then, of course, they're going to be unveiling the Bronco here soon for next year, and they're getting into the electric vehicle game and hybrids and things like that. So
Yeah, Ford is kind of leading the way in electric cars, and that means that they're really sold on them, and
Yep.
a lot of things
we'll see
happening.
more. We'll see more companies following the footsteps.
So,
of that.
so they're going to bring the Bronco back,
Yep.
and what are we going to call it?
Well, I think if my research is correct, they're going to have a full-size model, and then they're going to work on a shorter one, kind of like the Ford Escape. And that one, they're tinkering with names of Baby Bronco and Bronco Jr. or something kind of like that.
I
I
like
like
Baby Bronco.
Yeah, I do too.
I'd say roll with Baby Bronco.
Okay, tell us about Coke, what they're doing.
Yeah, Coca-Cola, they noticed their rival PepsiCo a couple months ago released their flavored sparkling water brand Bubbly. And so Coke wants to get into the game now, and they are releasing one called AHA. It's going to release in early 2020. Both companies see the statistics going down of pop drinkers around America, so they're trying to think of different products they can get into the game with. And Pepsi believes Bubbly is going to be their next billion-dollar project. So,
they need another one. They're hurting for cash.
Yeah.
When it comes to billion-dollar projects.
which I've had some of the Bubbly flavors. I've had the peach one. I like a lot of things peach flavored. I did not care for it,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's a crowd out there that enjoys it.
So are these kind of similar to those seltzer waters, essentially? Is that what
A
those
little
are?
bit, yeah. It's like a fizzy water that's flavored. So.
Interesting.
Okay, First Federal come in to see us today. We're open until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow on Saturday, 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download. Our ATM is open 24/7. As well, if you need some cash, we'll be open Monday. We will be open Monday. Tell us about some of the new services we have.
Yeah, one new service we launched a few months ago now is called Zelle. It's person-to-person payments. It can be done right from your mobile app, but you do need to be signed up for bill pay. So get online, make sure you're signed up for bill pay, and then literally you can get the Zelle application right through First Federal application on your phone, and I could transfer money to you, John, in a matter of a few minutes. So just a few taps of the button. It's a very safe, secure, easy way to get money from one person to another. And if your contact doesn't have Zelle, all you need is their email address or their mobile phone number, and you can send them a link where they can sign up for that.
A lot easier than writing a check and having to go cash that during business hours.
Yep.
Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines at First Federal. We are a member of FDIC and equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927. Well, we're happy today to have with us Ric Fouts, Fulton County Department of Veteran Affairs. Welcome, Ric.
Good morning,
Glad to
Dick.
have
It's a
you.
privilege to be
Talk
here.
right into the mic there so they don't miss a word that you got to say.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to give a shout out to the veterans. Thank you for having me.
Okay, you're head of the Department of Veteran Affairs for Fulton County.
Yes, sir.
What's your mission? What's your job description?
My job is to make sure that every veteran out there receives all the benefits that they've earned and deserve. So there's a lot of things out there that veterans just aren't aware of. So that's my job to make them aware.
Okay, tell us about where you're located and your hours.
I'm over here at the courthouse Monday through Friday, 8 to 2. So just stop on in. If you need an appointment, those hours don't work for you, please give me a call at 574-223-2217. Make an appointment. I'll meet you in the evening or on weekends.
Okay, that's real service. Thank you for doing that.
That's my privilege. So.
Okay. Well, what are some, with your experience that you've had, and I know you've had a lot of years in this job, some of the benefits that veterans miss that maybe they don't know that are out there?
This is my 5th year. I've been over here 5 years, I guess going on 6. So I guess some of the biggest benefits are service-connected benefits. People with tinnitus, the ringing in the ear, and hearing loss are some of the things that veterans don't realize that they even have. So with a service-connected disability, you then become eligible for things like a property tax exemption. Your children, if you're a wartime veteran, your children might be able to go to school. There is free glasses, free hearing aids, assistance copay, $8 copay for meds, a 30-day supply. Just a lot of opportunities, and sometimes a monthly check if you're awarded a service connection.
Now, what about the veterans in our county that need medical assistance?
Well, we have our van that transports veterans to the VA facilities and VA Mission Act signed facilities. So we go to Indianapolis, Marion, Fort Wayne. We've been to the Peru CBOC, the Mishawaka CBOC, and many times that the VA will assign outside sources, and we take those veterans to those places also.
Okay, we're speaking this morning to Ric Fouts, Fulton County Department of Veteran Affairs. We're glad that you're here, and we got 11 o'clock on November the 11th ceremony for veterans on the courthouse lawn. Tell us about that.
Well, the American Legion is putting it on this year, so they'll be out here at 11 and put on their ceremony. dress warm. It's supposed to be a little bit chilly and possible snow, so please, dress accordingly.
That's a nice event that happens every year, and different organizations here.
Dick, I'd like to give a shout out to I don't know whether you folks saw the Deuce Fill the Deuce program last Saturday at Kroger and Save-A-Lot. This Saturday we're distributing that food. I'd like to give a big shout out to Ray Boardman, who kind of started that program, and Mike Taylor, who with the Purple Hearts Association and their group has really expanded this program and put things together. Those folks will be out at Airback and delivering that food this Saturday. So
Okay, now
we got 22 vets that's going to be offered food assistance.
Great. Now for people out there that aren't vets, they don't know what a deuce is.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's I'm sorry, sir. That's an Army truck. It's called Deuce and a Half. It's 2.5 ton. And it's the big green semi truck that was sitting out there. I don't know how to explain it. It's 6-wheeled, big hauling truck.
I spent a lot of time in the back of one of those.
Me too.
Yeah, Deuce and a Half. They'll be around and they need to be filled.
Yeah, so.
Well, what are some of the other duties that you get involved in on a day-to-day basis?
I get involved with people coming in, like I said, for property tax exemption. Once we get service connections, I deal with education. I deal with vocational rehab for folks that need coming out of service and were injured or whatever and need some sort of additional training. I'm trying to think of all the things.
Well, you mentioned about property taxes. What background do you have to get some property tax relief?
If you are a service-connected disabled veteran, at least 10% or more, you're entitled to up to $37,440 off your assessment of your property tax.
Valuation.
Yes. So that could be a huge help to some people.
I'm sure there's a lot of disabled vets out there that probably aren't taking full advantage of
I know they are. The common remark that I get is, give it to the other guy. He needs it more than I do. That's a falsehood. As every veteran who is put on the rolls of service-connected disability, there's funding that goes into the VA healthcare, and that funding is extremely important to the entire group of veterans. So come in. It's not like it's you're taking something from somebody. It's adding to the pot.
That's good. That's great. Rick, how did you get interested in this job, and what's your background?
Well, my background is I'm an old Kroger employee at 20 years, and then I went to Ball State. Was able to get a sales rep job with Kraft Foods. 18 years with Kraft, I retired. And, just bounced around, school bus driver, worked for the city for a while, and this came up, and it kind of fits my needs, fits my, I guess, abilities. I'm decent with computers. I've always with working with numbers and with people as a sales rep, felt really comfortable, and I think looks like I'm doing okay. We're bringing in over $4.5 million annually into Fulton County for compensation and pension benefits.
$4.5 million.
$4.5 million, yes, sir. I've increased from 19% of my veteran coverage to about 30, and I'm servicing over 400, almost 500 vets.
Do you have the number of vets that there are in
We
Fulton
have,
County?
we've been decreasing. When I started out, we had 1,667 vets, and now I have 1,451. At the last GDX, that's the federal government report of veterans in Fulton County, 1,451.
Okay, what's your military background?
Well, my military I'm a draftee in 1969.
Yay.
I spent a whopping 2 years. I went to Fort Knox for basic, Fort Polk for AIT, and everybody was going to NOM from there, so I volunteered to go to non-commissioned officer candidate school, in Fort Benning, Georgia, left there, back to Fort Polk, and then to Vietnam. So I spent from 10 months in Vietnam as a squad sergeant, infantry, and so lucky, somebody was looking out. There's a lot of
happenings
that somebody was looking out for me bigger than me. So I don't know.
So with the two of us, there's 1,400 other vets
Yes,
in
sir.
the county.
Yes, sir. And I've only got 500, so that means I got almost 1,000 to see. So somewhere, if you're not out, if you haven't seen me, please come and see me.
Okay. Well, thanks for the great job you're doing here.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
those are
Thanks.
impressive numbers. You've done a really great job in bringing that benefits back here to Fulton County and to the vets that deserve it.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Ric Fouts, Fulton County Department of Veteran Affairs, thank you for stopping
Thank you.
by this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, our trivia this morning, according to the USA Today, what state is home to the highest percentage of U.S. vets? Is it Virginia, Montana, or Alaska? What do you think, John?
Well, okay, Alaska is just such a random state to have in there. I feel like you're trying to trick me and get me to say Alaska. I'm gonna go Virginia. I feel like it needs to be Virginia.
You should have gone with Alaska.
You're lying. It's not Alaska, is it really?
Yeah. Well, according to Tanner, population is 11.9% veterans.
Oh, that's
Six-
right. You went percentage-wise, not just total.
Percentage, yeah.
Well,
Listen to the question.
I still would have got it wrong.
Okay, there's 64,057 vets in Alaska, and their population is 735,000.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
say there's probably not a whole lot of people braving the cold up there.
That's
I think
right.
Virginia might have them beat just a little bit in population.
Okay, let's close with this statement by John C. Maxwell. He's an American clergyman, and he says, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." That's a lot of our vets are in that category.
Absolutely. Dick,
Don't
thanks for
forget the
stopping by.
veterans ceremony at 11 o'clock Monday on November the 11th.
Sure. Absolutely.
Thank you, John.